What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Okay, so we're gonna be working on another car today. It's something I've actually never had on the channel, which is a Ford. And and sorry to all the Ford people, but I've always been skeptical about these Ford trucks. Or the F-150 is one of the best-selling trucks out there for many, many years already. But you know, the whole Ford thing, found on the road dead, all that stuff. I just never been a big fan of Ford, and for some reason, I don't like their emblem, the big oval with just says Ford on there. I don't know, something about it. But anyways. The truck is actually my dad's truck. He currently owns an XT5, a Cadillac XT5, a 2018. He needed something to kind of, he's retired, so he needed something to do home improvement stuff around the house. And he was tired of hauling lumber and drywall on his car, so he ended up buying this used truck. Needed a bed. He also said, you know, if I ever need it as well, I could use it. We don't have to rent trucks anymore. And we pretty much have this baby to use now. Thing is that, of course, at night, just like we did with the XT5, my dad was saying that, you know, at nighttime, it's hard to see at night. Again, my dad is older, so I can understand that. I've also driven this thing at night, and the incandescent lights on this thing, the regular light bulbs on there, are pretty much very, very dim. So pretty much you can barely see with these lights. So we're gonna be switching these lights to LED lights, and we're gonna be, of course, using the normal lights that I always use, which are the Auxito lighting, and we're going to be using these. Now this is, of course, this is for the headlights. These are the H13s or not 908s, and of course we're going to be using also the fog lights, so we're going to be upgrading the fog lights as well. Now this should be a pretty simple upgrade, nothing too major about this, but what I did want to talk to you guys before I did that upgrade is about the truck. Now a lot of people are going to look at this, it's going to be Ford F-150 owners, and I want you guys to tell me, it's an 07 F-150 with 197,000 miles. It does have the Triton 4.4 liter engine. And the issue this car has is it had rodent damage. We saw that when we bought it. Somebody had fixed the wiring for the fuel injectors inside on the hood. You look underneath the hood, it's got a lot of things that this whatever was living in there chewed through. It was kind of repaired. The car runs perfectly fine. We did have an issue with the four-wheel drive switch, which it went bad, and it wouldn't let us switch from 4 high back to 2-wheel drive. So we put a no 4-wheel drive switch on the car. That's working again. And it chewed through 2 of the O2 sensors wiring, which we replaced the O2 sensors already. The car in itself does run good, but it does have a tapping noise from the passenger side of the engine when you start it up. It quiets down as it goes, and mostly I know that noise for being basically a manifold noise. With that being said, I'm still kind of skeptical if it is a manifold noise or if it's actually a valve train noise or anything else like that. But again, the truck was cheap. It's gonna be only used for work purposes only, if you can say that way. It ain't gonna be using for long trips or anything like that. Or so that's pretty much what it's gonna be used for. But you guys let me know what you guys think about these F-150. Again, 197,000 miles. Let me know. Is it good? Is it gonna? And then just so you guys can see, I'm gonna show you guys, because look around the truck and take a look at it. It's in good shape, honestly. So here, let's take a look at this truck. Again, body is pretty decent. Again, for being an 07, it's got some paint fade or actually clear coat rubbing off of here. It does got some rust on the frame, nothing crazy. The tires are fairly new. Interior-wise, I mean, this thing is pretty clean. It's got somebody fixed some stitching here, no big deal. We're not worried about that. But this is the interior. We did these lights up here already. I put them LEDs. I got to replace that one only. But yeah, interior-wise, the car is pretty clean. I mean, we ran a Carfax, no major accidents. Everything looked pretty good over the Carfax and everything. Again, just that wiring that got chewed through was the biggest issue from what we saw. It does have a small power steering leak. Very, very small, though, more a seepage than anything. The bed is in pretty good shape. It's got a cover over it. But overall, I mean, let me know what you guys think. I think it's a good buy. And again, just for what it's going to be used for, pretty much. It's just going to be used for, again, work purposes, hauling stuff around town. Nothing crazy. We're not going to be taking big trips on it, like I said again. So with all that being said, you got to take a look at the truck. Let's get working on these lights. Now, I am doing it a little bit later in the day because I want to finish this and I want to give you guys a before and after. Again, the reason we're doing this, for one, it looks a lot better. Most cars right now have LEDs and they're easy to come by. On top of that, you want to be able to see better at night anyways when you're driving this at night. And you, especially for my dad, I want to be able to see the road clearly. And we're going to see what the lights look like now compared to after I'm done with the car, what they look like after I'm done with it. So let's go ahead and get these lights hooked up here, and I'll show you how to do those lights.
You're going to use a 10mm socket, a Phillips head screwdriver, and you're going to need a tool to cut plastic with. This is most for the zip ties. You can use a cutting tool like this, scissors, or a knife. Once you get your tools ready, let's go ahead and take out the first screw. This is a plastic screw. It's right on top of the headlight assembly. Remove that screw. Be gentle with it. It is plastic. Once you get that out of the way, go ahead and remove this flap out of the way. That'll expose two 10mm screws that are on the side of the headlight assembly. Get those out. And then you're going to have one more 10mm screw on the top of the headlight assembly. After you remove the screw, pull back on this tab to unlock it. Headlight should come right out. Once you have the headlight out, unplug the connector and turn the bulb counterclockwise to remove it. If the rubber seal gets stuck in there, go ahead and pull it out. Connect the new bulb and verify that it's working. And then you're going to notice these three tabs on the actual headlight bulb assembly. Look at the one in the housing and match them up. Insert it straight in and then turn it clockwise to lock it in place. Once you're done with that, go ahead and zip tie the wiring to the factory wiring just to make it a little bit neater. And now you're going to notice this tab on the back of the headlight assembly. That goes right into this hole. It's a guide tab. Make sure that goes straight in there. And then the headlight should fall right in place. And go ahead and put your three 10mm screws back on. Move the flap back over. And then reinstall the plastic screw. Normally this one you could just push down. You really don't have to screw it in like I did here. And then you're going to go ahead and repeat the same process for the other side.
Okay, so we got the headlights on now. With the fog lights, it's kind of the same thing. The only thing is that this particular car, because it's so old and it's been used and stuff, there is no fender liners inside this car. All the fender liners are pretty much gone from this car. I have the side that goes up here in the car, this part here, but this part down here, there's no fender liner. So I could actually get to the fog lights easier. Most of you out there will actually have a fender liner you may have to remove, or you could go from underneath the car and get the fog light that way. But pretty much the same concept. Turn it counterclockwise, unplug it, plug a new one in, put it back in clockwise, and that's it. So I'm gonna show you that. That's gonna be quick on this one. Again, I could reach right in there and get them because again, there is no fender liner in there for me to interfere with this whole thing. So this is gonna be less than a probably 5-minute job for me. So let's go ahead and get these fog lights put on as well.
Okay, like I mentioned, I don't have a fender liner, so it's easier for me to get to them. But once you get to them, go ahead and turn them counterclockwise. Unplug it by pulling the two little tabs on there. Put the new bulb right back in there. Make sure it locks in place. And plug it back in. And that's it. You're done with the fog lights. Do the same thing to the other side. And you're all done.
All right, so car is done. We're gonna go for a drive real quick. I wanna see how the lights look. At the end of the video, stay tuned, of course. You guys will get the before and after comparison of it. So one thing I noticed after I put them on, didn't see this at all. They sent me the golden yellow, the 3K for the fog lights, not the 6500 white. Now, if you guys look at a video I have from my 4Runner I used to have, I actually installed a set of fog lights that were the switchbacks. And basically you go from hyper white 6K to 3K lights. Now, the reason for the 3K and those like yellow lights is mainly because when it rains or snows, the crystals in the rain or the snow or the rain itself shine back. It acts like a mirror pretty much. So when you have this bright white light shining on it, it actually lessens the visibility. Fog lights are meant basically to drive in the fog. Same thing in the fog. You get particles of water in there, reflect back the visibility. So, I mean, in a way, it makes sense to have the yellow at the bottom if you're gonna be driving with the fog lights. Still looks pretty cool. So I'm gonna show you guys real quick a shot here and then we'll go for a drive. And again, you'll see the end results at the end of the video. So check this out. This is what they look like. Here's up against the wall right there. So you got the nice white light up top and the yellow at the bottom. Look at that. So I mean, fog lights are meant to basically light up, especially when it's foggy outside, things those type of conditions. So that would make sense to keep them that way. And again, you have a before and after shot at the end of the video. But I mean, I might keep them that way. I'm gonna see how my dad likes them. He probably won't care and won't mind if the lights are like this. But we'll go for a drive and see what they look like in a dark road. All right, so we're back and everything looks good. I like the way they actually look on the dark road. It lights up a lot better just with the headlights themselves. And of course, when you hit those fog lights, you get that nice yellowish tint at the bottom, which still looks pretty good. So I'm thinking I'm okay with them. Let's see how my dad feels about them. He probably won't care. But that's it. That's the end of this video for this F-150. So we did LED lights finally on this car. Front headlights, pretty much just as much as my dad wants to do. I might do the reverse at some other point. If I do, I'll make a video for you guys. But other than that, the fog lights and headlights I use on this, I'm gonna have a link in the description below. There's gonna be a coupon code down there for Auxito. You click on that, you use the coupon code, you get 15% off when you order your lights with that. So that's the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. It is nighttime. I'm gonna go in for bed for now, but I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Peace.